This is FOYA 2022.
Hi, my name is Ruth Machama, the Head of Operations at FOYA Global. Welcome to this year, FOYA 2022, which is about elevation. So our theme this year was motivated by the fact that we all need to be very intentional with what we do. We need to be intentional in growing our businesses. We need to be intentional in improving our products, our service portfolios, and ideally to just scale up our businesses. So I'm going to welcome our CEO and founder, Mr. Moranga Innocent, to tell us more about FOYA, tell us about our history and where we are currently as an award.
Hi, my name is Moranga Innocent. I'm the founder of FOYA Awards. FOYA stands for Founder of the Year Awards, an award for young founders that was started in 2016. Very humble background while I was in university right here in Nairobi, Kenya. All through these years, we've struggled to really build a platform that believes in young people, believes in young founders, and believes that for us to be able to change this, our loved continent of Africa, create opportunities for young people in Africa, we must think about innovation and building sustainable businesses that can create opportunities for other young people. And that's exactly why we started Founder of the Year Awards, to be a platform that is showcasing and recognizing young founders and be a motivation to other young people to venture into entrepreneurship. So if one is able to see young people that are building businesses and companies that are employing hundreds of people, you easily begin to believe in yourself and actually see that you can actually also do it. And that is the spirit of FOYA, and that's why it's really, really critical that we build this platform beyond what we started with. So we have been able to do this over 6 years now. We started in Kenya with just 3 categories in 2016. In 2017, 2018, we maintained the same categories, struggled to build this platform sustainably. And in 2019, ultimately, we added several other categories to get up to 10 categories of Founder of the Year Awards. 2020, we decided to spread our wings when we realized that the momentum had peaked and stretched our wings into Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda. With this, we were able to reach way over 1 million young entrepreneurs who were able to see our campaigns and interact with FOYA one way or another. Not talk about the ones that actually were impacted directly by being FOYA nominees and ultimately being FOYA winners. In 2021, we decided to scale it even further to get into 4 more African countries. And these were countries like Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, and Zambia, making FOYA to have a presence in 8 African countries. This has been immense growth, and to be honest, I never saw myself getting FOYA into 8 African countries and having the kind of impact it has had in Africa. This was a very humble dream that I thought will only be able to have an impact in Kenya. But here we are 6 years later in 8 African countries and even getting more ambitious to get into way more countries in Africa. So what have we achieved the past 6 years? Looking back, we've inspired more young people in Africa to get into entrepreneurship. We've started up. I believe that one can be able to start a very, very small business and grow it into a multinational company that is benefiting people beyond where they're based. We've recognized hundreds of entrepreneurs across 8 African countries. 80% of the FOYA winners as of now are from outside Kenya. And this has continued to strengthen the belief in young entrepreneurs in these specific countries. We've built a very robust system that is able to enable us to conduct our business, to be able to run the awards in 8 African countries seamlessly, building a sustainable model that will ensure that this platform continues to grow and to impact more young people, unlike previous generations of awards that have been conducted, that their sustainability is really not guaranteed or assured. Among these achievements, we are hitting a new milestone as we announce exciting development and news at the Founder of the Year Awards 2022. So what are we doing currently? We are furthering the entrepreneurship agenda across the African continent in a rapid way that has never been seen before. Second, we are planning to reach even more young entrepreneurs across Africa. By this I mean we want to spread further to reach more young people in several other African countries that we've not yet gotten into. And this will continue to grow the spirit, attract more financing to startups in Africa, expose these businesses further to reach new customers, and continue to grow the continent economically, hence uplifting the lives of people in our African continent.
We're going to have a one-on-one with our CEO to discuss a few things that are coming up. We're working on new features and also address some of the concerns that have come up over the years. So welcome. FOYA 2022 is here, and we know that you are introducing new features. So what should we expect?
Well, regarding features, one of the issues that has come up before is that nominees will like to know who has voted for them, when did they vote for them. In other words, they should be able to have that in their nominee profile. So to address that, to be a bit more transparent when it comes to how their votes are coming in, we are going to introduce a nominee feed that is just going to show votes as they are coming in real time against their nominee profile. This obviously also is going to also have the total votes that they could have received at that time of viewing. So obviously, again, to be able to show this because of privacy issues, then the nominee must be verified, or rather the account must be verified in order for them to be able to see that in their account. So what they simply need to do then is to go and claim that they are that nominee within their nominee profile while they are logged in. Then we verify them, then they'll be able to see those votes as they come in. The other thing is that we are also going to introduce a feed that will show all the votes that are streaming in across the platform. So that means that all the nominees that we'll be having, as their votes are coming in, we have a feed that is real time that is showing how those votes are trickling in. So also the public is also able to see how those votes are coming through.
Okay.
Yes.
So these are very good features to create transparency for the award, and also to enables other nominees and voters to be able to keep track of what is happening.
Yeah.
So it's a good step.
Yeah.
I also know about FOYA introducing a new segment.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about Startups of the Year Award?
Yeah, so Ruth, one of the things that you have to realize that we are really recognizing young founders across Africa. Mm-hmm. But you see, behind these founders, the reason why we are even recognizing them in the first place, it's because they have built businesses that are creating opportunities for other people. Mm-hmm. So, and these businesses, they are run by other people. I mean, they have employees. So as much as you recognize the founder, the owner of the business, there is a team that actually has pushed this founder to grow this company to where it has gotten to. So realizing that, then it's only fair that we also recognize this company. By recognizing this company, we are simply recognizing the employees that have grown this company. Hence, Startup of the Year Awards by FOYA Awards. So as from this year, as one submits their details for FOYA, they are also submitting the details of the company that they're running. And that means that we will be able to have the founder of the company and the company itself as nominees. So it will be concurrent. As one goes to the nominee's profile, they'll be able to see the company that person is running also tagged right below. So you can be able to vote for the founder, and also you can be able to vote for the company. But also we'll have a specific section where we have listed all the categories that these businesses will be placed under. So you can pick it from there. Also, at checkout, when you're voting for this for this founder, for instance, let's say you began the journey from voting for founder, you can be able to say also vote for the company. So in one checkout, you're actually voting for the founder and the company all together, and that's serious innovation right there.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So as a nominee, for instance, let's assume I'm a nominee.
Yeah.
Does this mean that I can win in my category and my company does not win?
Yeah, that's definitely possible, because now the criteria for winning, it's similar to what the criteria for winning for the individual and the company. But remember, you might put in work and time in regards to the business, but you don't put in work and time in regards to the nominee profile, individual nominee. So merit is different, but it's possible to win as an individual and the company does not win. It's also possible for the company to win and the individual does not win. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a great step to acknowledge that in as much as the winners, the founders are being rewarded, it's also important to recognize the teams that they're working with.
Yeah.
So we've had the award run for quite a number of years, and over the number of years we have some questions that keep coming up. For instance, why do people pay to vote?
Okay, thank you, Ruth. Paying to vote has always been a very controversial yet very interesting topic to talk about. Before I answer that, I'd like to give you a bit of background when it comes to voting and awards. Any award that is out there, it's either based on purely judging, which means they are individuals that have sat somewhere and have decided on who the winners are going to be, or they're based on public participation, which is voting, or there's a mix of both. Now, let's first look at a scenario whereby you just have judges, okay? In these judges, you're going to have different individuals who have different interests. So, can you really be sure that these judges are going to decide based on merit who the winner is? Are we not going to have any conflict of interest? In other words, if 3 judges like this business way better, is there a chance that they are going to give that business against somebody who actually qualifies for it? Right? Which means we cannot fully say that a system that is purely based on judging is more credible. Right? Now, when we come to a system that is purely based on public participation, looking on that, then we have to separate. There is public participation that is free. So people are able to vote for free, right? There is that. There is public participation where people vote using social media, which means you have to share a poster or post about this or do this, right? And then there is public participation where money is spent to vote. And in that scenario, there are agent systems like USSD or shortcodes. By those, you've seen very mega project like East African Got Talent, Tasker Project Fame. People have always been voted for by through shortcodes. So to vote for this person, text this to this.
Yeah.
Those are charged. It's just that they charge from your airtime. The cost of that is even way higher than what FOYA charges, right? Now, let's go back a little bit to public participation, whereby you don't spend money and you don't even share a post or anything. What now that tells us is that if one nominee is way popular than another nominee, it means the one who is more popular will definitely win. So was it based on merit, or was it the fact that this person has more influence and following, right? So we can't also say that a purely free system is the best system to determine the winners, right? Now, when you come to the system whereby one has to share posters, or one has to share about this message in order for vote to be cast. That also means influence wins over genuine merit, right? And then there are systems whereby you have to submit an email or submit a phone number. That's data collection happening right there, right? Again, whoever has more influence wins, right? So this already tells you that we've not used money in this voting at all. But somebody has won, probably not based on merit, okay? The same thing happens to when they're using USSD or shortcodes. What FOYA simply did is try to balance both. And I think this is the most just system that you're going to ever find in these competitions. So he said, we are going to give the public a right to participate, which they so have. But also, we are going to look at the business in detail so that we are sure that this person who wins meets some core things that they need to meet. So he said 60%, okay, is going to be based on public participation. 40% is going to be based on a judge's decision. Now, the public participation means people are going to vote for you. They'll vote for you through either free voting, which we allow on our platform, or they'll be able to buy voting credits, which allow them to vote a bit more. But remember, we have not denied anybody a chance to be able to buy more voting credits, or we've not denied anybody a chance to vote for free. Okay? Now, these judges are going to look at your business, they're going to look at your impact, they're going to look at the scalability, they're going to look at your financial statements, and so on and so forth. So let's say, for example, public participation, Ruth, you are with 3 people in this category, and you have 40%. Okay? The other 2, they only have 20% left. So this 40% of yours, but when it comes to the judges, they find that your business does not have strong ground. So they give you 5. They give somebody else 35%. Okay? This person who has been given 35%, on public participation, he had 40%. I mean 10%. What that tells you that this person will have 45% against you. Okay? We will have around 40%. In other words, you won in public participation, but the judges' award slowly dropped your percentage, which means you can be able to win with public participation, but ultimately not win the award, right? Because the percentages have to match. And that's why I think this is a very, very fair system that you'll ever see. So to answer your question, why do we charge people to vote? Every platform, every event has costs. And when you look at FOYA, there is nowhere you've ever seen that this event is sponsored by this company. And some of the reasons why, of course, we didn't go that direction is, first, the model is not sustainable. So we don't want to start an event or an award that is going to just exist probably for just 2 years or 3 years. Second, we don't want influence on our back, right? That you have to do this, you have to do that. We want to do something that is purely beneficial to young founders in Africa, right? So to meet these costs, we have to figure out how we pay for all these things, the event, the logistics around it. I mean, the costs are so high. And this is one way for us to raise funds to be able to cater for those costs, and hence continue to grow the platform that is really, really benefiting young founders in Africa.
Okay, so thank you, Innocent, for clarifying that. Yeah. That in order for someone to win the awards, they need to not only just have a big following or rather have many people vote for them.
Yeah.
So they need to have a very well-established business.
Yeah.
And the metrics that are used should be able to match up ideally. Yeah. So can you clarify which metrics does the panel use to judge these businesses?
Well, the judges really look into the business in detail. At submission, we're asking you to submit quite comprehensive data. And this, of course, it's based on the primary data, which is like, we want to see your website, we want to see your social media, we want to see what your company does, we want to see how many people you've employed, we want to see your financial statements, we want to look at any contracts that you might be having that are existing. We want to also see some actual proof that your company is registered and it's fully operational and functional. Are you paying taxes wherever you are? Are you compliant? All this is information that judges look at. And upon looking at all this information, they are able to decide based on their own wisdom that this business deserves this kind of percentage based on the preparation, the foundation, and how this business is running its business. Right? So it's quite comprehensive, but also it's quite a fair and just system.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to keep our audience informed, so how do you come up with this panel?
Well, previously we used to look at seasoned industry experts that are able to come on and be able to be judges and decide on this. Then we realized that this is a platform for young entrepreneurs, for young founders who better understands the struggles and the things that are involved in a startup than the people running these businesses. So it was decided that previous FOYA winners should be the judges for any upcoming FOYA Awards. So we basically invite all previous FOYA winners to be judges at the current FOYA. The ones that are able to have that time and dedicate to do that are able to be selected and hence qualify as judges.
Okay.
Yes.
So the ideal is to have the people who understand the key pain points of these entrepreneurs to be able to look at the current nominees.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a voter, how can I vote for free?
Well, that's actually very important. The first primary way of voting is actually the free voting, and it's quite simple. If you want to vote for free, in order for us to allocate you the free vote, we must know that it's you, and we must find a way of not letting people overuse or misuse the free vote, right? So to avoid, in other words, voter fraud. Take it for example, you want to eat, but food is in the house, right? You have to open the door, take the food, and then you eat it. So there's no way that food is in the house, it's locked in the house, but for you to eat that food, you want it outside the house. It can't bring itself outside the house. So one needs to go to the FOYA website, create an account. Once you create an account, it's like a wallet. We will be able to allocate you one free vote every single day. And to vote for somebody for free, you need to still be logged in to be able to vote for free. So you will go to the website, log in, go to the person you want to vote for, and then vote for them. But if you feel like one vote is not enough, I wish to participate further and vote for more people or with more votes, right? That's why we say, in this case, you have to buy more voting credits. But the first option that we provide is vote for free. But if you feel like you need to go ahead and do it more, that's why we encourage you to buy more voting credits. And buying more voting credits, because validation happens on transaction, you can be able to vote without logging in. So if you don't want to go through the trouble of creating an account, then you have to buy voting credits, because validation of that vote is happening on transaction. In other words, if you go and say you want to vote for Innocent with 10 votes, the only way we verify that Innocent indeed should get those 10 votes, it's if you've paid for them, right? And how we know you've paid for them if the transaction is successful. In other words, it has nothing to do with creating an account. So that's why people come first the system, they meet with a button for express voting, they vote with it, thinking we are charging to vote all through. They just don't know that when you create an account, that's when you can be able to vote for free. Yeah.
So you can vote for free with an account, and also you can pay to vote while still having an account, right?
Yeah. Also, still, you can be able to buy more voting credits while logged in, or when you have an account. Those credits that you buy are deposited in the wallet. Unlike express voting, when you're voting without logging in, votes go direct to the person you're voting for. So they don't go into a wallet. So once you click vote, you enter the vote, you pay, the vote has already been cast. But when you're logged in, you go and buy credits, they are deposited into your account. So once you buy them, you have to go now and vote for the person. Yes.
Okay. So I'll take you back to the issue of paid voting. So does this mean that if I can be able to buy more credits, does it mean that I have an advantage over my competitors?
No. Well, you see, as I explained, the criteria for voting is this. 60% will be based on public participation, right? 40% is based on judges, okay? So you can be able to buy this number of voting credits. The other user also can be able to buy this number of voting credits. It will be balanced with also merit, okay? Based on what judges have decided, okay? So you could be able to have the highest votes and don't win because your books are not in order. So that's why I encourage, as much as you're able to vote more, kindly have your business in order. Let it be a credible business, you're employing people, and it's running properly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, our viewers, for joining us. Remember to like, share, or subscribe to our pages to stay updated on what is happening. You can leave a comment below on what you think about the award, or you can just give us suggestions on what we should do to improve and to serve you better. Submissions are currently ongoing. You can submit on the link below. Thank you.